In this series, we're going to be talking now about conflict resolution in the family, especially between husband and wife. I've been married nearly 50 years this next June, so I've learned a lot in those 50 years, but the basis for what I say is basically biblical knowledge and experience. But today I want to talk about conflict resolution. I would be naive to say that a marriage will go through 50 years without conflict. I remember the first time, maybe a few months after I was married to my wife, Ophelia, I was taking her home to her mother. And halfway there to her mother's house, the light came to my mind, and I said, "What am I doing?" And we went back and resolved the problem. Basically, we've been very compatible, and we haven't had that very many difficulties. But in the different times and phases of life, sometimes when you're older, your bones hurt more and you get more cranky, but you still have to walk in the Spirit. But I want to talk about some methods that might help you to resolve problems. And we talked about stonewalling and all that in the last one. But this one, the first one, you should have an attitude of problem solving. You should have a desire to learn how to resolve conflicts instead of living angry for months and months and months. So the first one is to take problem solving attitude toward issues instead of blaming one another. Blame never works because it hurts the other person more. Problem solving is much more practical and leads people in a different and more productive direction than blame. Assuming responsibility is useful, and the degree it helps to generate solutions. Blame has a component of punishment. In other words, you're blaming them so you could punish them. The second method of conflict resolution would be learn to take responsibility for your anger. Other people can't make you angry, or they can't make you happy, or cause you to lose 5 pounds. It is true that you can take what you say to you, and as you dwell upon it, if you make yourself very angry about what he said, you may think, "How dare he say that? He has no right." But this is just a reaction to what he said. You have to, and I am learning at this old age, 74, that now I have to take 5, 10, 15, 20 seconds before I answer, because sometimes I am a sensitive person, and if I responded right away, I would probably hurt the person that made a remark about me. Okay, the next one, number 3, when angry, you need to discuss the issue at another time. Just because you're mad right at that moment doesn't mean it's the best time to resolve it. Or maybe it's best to have a referee, or hold your discussion at a coffee shop where there's the presence of others, and it'll keep you from yelling at each other. A lot of families yell and scream and throw shoes at each other, and irons and forks, all kinds of things. That's not the best way. It just creates and builds up great resentment. And I'm going to kind of close off with, this is a silly one maybe to you, but alternatively, you can argue in writing. The advantage of writing to one another is that you may end up explaining your position more clearly, and are likely to remain respectful as you commit your thoughts and words to paper. This is a good technique to diffuse angry disagreements. So learn to resolve conflicts. Approach your marriage with love. Take time when a remark is made to think about it, and use these techniques we've given you. If you want to know more about these techniques, contact me at my email, which is christprevails@gmail.com. Love you, and I hope you have a good life.